30-15.
After being tormented by Ninja Breadman, I need to review a decent Wii game. Badly. So I thought I'd review a launch title from the original Wii. Here is Wii Sports. This is a fairly small game that Nintendo bundled with the Wii as a way to showcase what this new console with its new controllers could do, while also being a fun, accessible, and family-friendly multiplayer game. The graphics are decent. All the visuals are simple and bright to fit the tone of the game without the game appearing lazy by being oddly barren. The visuals are nothing special, but they still give the game the kind of presentation it should have, and it runs at a very smooth frame rate the whole time. The audio is also good, simple and lighthearted with some realistic sound effects, plus an enthusiastic announcer for those bigger crowd-drawing sports like baseball and boxing. This game is made up of 5 sports games, each one using the Wii Remote in a fitting way. Aside from training games that bring more content to the package and hone your skills, the main draw is playing the games themselves either solo or with friends. Some games are up to 4 players while others are up to 2, and in 2006 this game quickly became the living room party game of choice. Although it does retain some of that family bonding magic, it perhaps isn't as good or popular now as it was then given all the other local multiplayer games we have now. Since there are only 5 games here, I'll simply go over each one and give my take on how well it controls and how fun it is. Tennis. In this game, 1 to 4 players use Wiimotes as tennis rackets to hit the ball back and forth. I remember going to a few summer gatherings and seeing people having fun playing this, and it is fun to play. The problem is that the accuracy isn't great. There will be multiple times when you try to swing one way but your player hits the ball the opposite direction, and other times you'll find yourself just flailing to hit the ball. So while this game is fun, I do prefer the accuracy of Mario Power Tennis on the GameCube. Baseball. I admit that I'm not a big fan of baseball, but this game is entertaining. If you're up to bat, you use the Wiimote as a baseball bat. Then after hitting, all the characters play on their own based on where you hit the ball. While hitting a home run is obviously satisfying, there seem to be way more foul balls coming up. I thought it was just me until it happened to my AI opponents as well. So I feel like that's a design flaw, but it's not a huge one. When you're the pitcher, you make a throwing motion to throw the ball, and if you hold down a certain button at the same time, you can throw the ball a different way to confuse the batter. That part is pretty fun, and I like how the sounds of the crowd and the announcer make playing the game more exciting. Also that you get to play with a team made up of Miis saved on your Wii console. But another thing I don't really like is how catching the ball after it's hit is entirely done by AI. So if they miss the ball, there's not much you can do about it. Bowling. This is another popular living room party game for up to 4 players, with each one going one at a time. You hold the B button of your Wiimote first, then when you make a bowling motion, let go of the button to throw the ball. You can also reposition yourself before a throw to get the right hit. It's a simple yet very fun game, probably the best game of this whole collection, but having to let go of the B button every single time does get annoying. That may sound petty and you wouldn't think of something as simple as releasing a button at the right time being an issue. I think it comes from being used to actual bowling. But it's also that letting go of the B button sometimes gets registered wrong. It's rather finicky. That aside, the game is fun and the bowling alley populated by Miis is a nice touch. I just wonder how I'm the only one with any legs. Look at them, they're just floating. Whoa, wait a minute. What in God's name is that? Those eyes. They're piercing into my soul. Let's move on to golf. You hold your remote then swing it like you would a golf club. It works decently well. If you swing too hard, your ball will go out of alignment and fly off somewhere. This wouldn't be so bad if the game wasn't so sensitive that it picked up fairly light swings as strong swings. This problem becomes more blaring when you putt, since the game isn't very good at reading subtle wrist movements you do for putting the ball just right. It's a nice simple game, but its accuracy and sensitivity could have been better. And Joseph now going to attempt to putt the ball. He's close enough that the right tap should get him a par. The weather is very nice today, nice day for a quiet game of virtual golf. Oh! Oh. It looks like the game says it was too much power. He might be here for a while. Well, 10 times the charm seems to have worked. Last game is boxing, the one game that requires the nunchuck attachment. You hold the Wiimote and nunchuck as your boxing gloves. You hold them in front of your face to protect yourself, move them together to one side to dodge a punch, and you make punching motions to simulate punches in the game. It is a fun way to beat up a friend without any real life hitting, and just like baseball, the crowds make it more exciting. But if you're someone with a background in boxing, or really any fighting art for that matter, you'll definitely notice the inaccuracy. For one thing, I could throw 3 jabs in a row, and the game will only read 2 of them. Another thing is oftentimes you'll try to throw a hook or an uppercut, and the game will read it as a jab or cross, or the other way around, which can make it a little irritating if you're trying to get around your opponent's defense. Otherwise, it does serve its purpose of being a fun family fighting game. I never thought I would use those words, family and fighting game, together in that fashion. See what Nintendo makes you do? True, there are better local multiplayer games out now, like the sequel, Wii Sports Resort, but the original Wii Sports should not be discounted. It does still have a fun factor today, and Nintendo fans especially should remember how it threw the industry into an era of motion-controlled gaming. It got people off their couches and brought families together. For reasons such as these, it's good to remember the mark it left on video game history, and sometimes fun to revisit this small, yet classic launch game.